Canadian racers, make sure your next set of seatbelts and racing suit are from Pro1Safety.ca. Pro1 Racing and Safety Products offer high-quality products made in the USA and now distributed in Canada. Pro1 Canada offers seatbelts, racing suits, helmets, and all sorts of safety accessories for drag racers. See for yourself why NHRA sportsmen world champions such as Bo Butner, Jeff Strickland, the Emmons brothers, Austin Williams, and many more rely on Pro1 Racing and Safety Products. Join the winners. Choose Pro1. Buy high-quality American-made products from your Canadian wholesale distributor at Pro1Safety.ca.
Hello and welcome back to the BracketLife Broadcast, Canada's drag racing show. Already stumbling. As you can tell, it looks a little different here. There's no line
no
in between us anymore.
No.
Just for now. This special episode, Andrew and I get to hang out together. We're in the Ogilvy House basement. We were hoping to do it in the race shop across the road, but had some internet issues.
Rural issues, right?
Yes, that's the problem with living in the middle of cornfields, you know?
Yeah.
It doesn't always work out.
No, that problem.
But that's all right. So it's good. I'm glad we're here. We get to hang out.
Yep.
Everything's set up. Hopefully everything works well, right? This, trying something a little different. We got to try and hope you can hear us well. We got the microphone set up in the middle. Relaxed here. Game of pool for later on. And but Andrew, how are you doing?
We're doing good. Came off of a few days of R&R after the first weekend of the Bonanza week. So we're here simply because we're all out in Luskville for drag week. Had the Dave Rennie 10K to kick things off. Yeah, got the shirt.
That's last year's one. I haven't got the new one yet.
Yeah, new one
hasn't started yet. Thursday.
Yeah, but so that's afforded us a chance to come out here and hang out in the Ogilvy World Headquarters. Yeah. So this is gonna be good. Looking forward to it.
Absolutely, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
right. Cool hanging out and getting to do this. Right, it's a blast. So
absolutely.
This week's episode presented by Pro1 Safety is shot on the commercial. Andrew's got the hat rocking. I still don't know where my hat is, to be honest with you. In the move, it's all been shuffled. But I know where all my Pro1 safety equipment is. All in the trailer, loaded up there.
Yep.
Like, especially gloves for me. You got the whole setup now.
Yeah. We got the whole piece.
Right? And they're good looking race suits.
Yeah, comfortable stuff, eh? I was
Yeah.
talking to our buddy Ted Barnes, just picked up a new jacket and pants with it. Fell in love with them immediately, right? So great equipment, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's good. So thanks to Pro1Safety.ca, Pro1 Safety Canada. Obviously, Jay Bulio from Quebec. He will be at Luskville.
Yep.
Right? They went home for a few days, but have lots of Pro1 stuff in the trailer. You want anything specific coming to the Bracket Bonanza, shoot him a message, shoot us a message. We can let him know.
Yep.
If you're not in contact with him. Matt DeVries for everybody out kind of Southern Ontario way. Jason McNeil down east and Travis Ringeth out west. So to get in contact with those Pro1 dealers, thank you for them. Great guys. We've dealt with all of them. So awesome to have them all come on and support, and we like to support them. So
For sure.
we will dive in. We will be looking at our phones a little bit for the notes.
Yeah.
It's tougher with the two people here, right? And then one screen where normally we both have two.
This looks like the super high-end production. There isn't 17 monitors around us. We don't have the screen readers as we went along. So
exactly. We should have had that. I had it reading, and then Rachel just scroll down as we're going through.
There would be a Ron Burgundy moment, though. I would just read what's up there. That would be the problem. That would not end well at all.
Exactly. So we'll dive into the Canadian countdown. We have some results from Central Alberta Raceway, July 23rd. They had 119 entries there. So
that's good numbers.
I'm not exactly sure where Central Alberta Raceway is.
I imagine it's pretty central.
It's pretty central. It would make sense to me. It sounds like 120 entries. That's getting it, right? That's enough. So good for those racers out supporting it.
Yep.
Sportsman winner Justin Freed over Ashley Makofa. Pro Pat Rao. I apologize, Pat.
Yeah.
Over Logan Dryland. You Central Alberta guys are throwing me off already. We just got started. Sewer Pro Sean Schooner. Perfect light in the final over Tony Red car.
There are some good names here.
Yeah, there are some good ones. So anybody from
We apologize.
we apologize for it. Or you can like send over some pronunciations with it.
Yeah.
Let us know how it goes. For some,
our show notes typically have some breakdowns
They
and
do.
names.
They do.
Yeah. Yep.
Didn't work out this week. Junior dragster Zoe Bowen over Storm Spelt. Sewer bike Scott Richardson over Don Bergen.
I imagine that's not the Scotty.
Not the Scotty.
Central Alberta Scotty.
Central Alberta Scotty.
Yeah.
Still wins races though.
Yes.
Still puts in the winner's circle. Doesn't make a difference. Super Gas Garrett Price over Matthew Price. Good for them.
That's got to be a family ordeal, right?
Gotta be, right?
I
It
think
sounds
so.
good. Good for them.
Yeah.
Pro Fuel Dan Ramage over Dave Strickle. Street Jay Dudley over Scott Richardson. And there's Scott almost
There you
having the
go.
double up,
Right?
having a win in Superbike
Living
and
up to
runner
the
up in
name.
Street. Exactly. And Hot Twin, whatever class that is.
I just got to be a Harley
It's
class.
got to be.
Sounds like it, doesn't
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
It sound like a lot of bike dudes out there.
Yep.
Logan Boys over Noisy Boy Bruce Romack.
it? That has to be a Harley class.
That's got to be.
That's a Harley type.
Noisy
name.
Boy Bruce Romack.
Yeah.
That dude rides a Harley.
I'm thinking so.
And if he doesn't, either way, he should.
That's right. We'll kick it out to, we'll go east, way far east, Naperville. So NHRA National Open. So it's first of 2 weekends for the National Open Series in Canada. They've had the one at Toronto Motorsports. This is the second of 3. So stock, super stock. And this was actually neat. They had a pretty good car count there with a lot of Americans coming up. I think there was, I want to say there was 50 maybe stock, super stock cars there.
They always have a great turnout
Yeah.
for that.
So Ron Moorhead, and I think that's the Moorheads that run under Division 1.
I believe so.
Because there's a bunch of them there, like very good division racers, couple division champions.
Because normally, I believe stock, super stock there, is that where it's 10K to win? Or which one is it?
I think it's 10K there.
So it's worth traveling for.
I think Hugo was 10K too.
I think, yes.
I'm not sure about Miramichi was the only one that couldn't confirm, but
Yeah.
it's like big money. So all the Americans travel across.
Absolutely.
I didn't realize this. Naperville's 15 minutes from the border. I found that out when I went
It
up
is. It is
there. I had
indeed.
no idea.
Heading into Vermont.
Here you go. And that's back to, we know geography is not my
Yes.
strong point.
Yeah,
So
that's right.
The Super 90 combo, Mark Pro, picking up the W. Top dragster, Serge Marino. Okay. Semi-pro, Jean-Guy Bedard. Junior dragster, Justin
Provencal.
Provico.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That was a double up for Surge as well.
Oh, was
Top
it?
dragster and Super Pro.
Oh, I missed that. Yeah, you're right. Sorry. Top dragster and Super Pro. So that's getting after it too,
That
right?
is.
Like,
Oh, yeah. Surge is flying.
yeah.
Surge is going 430s every lap.
Yes, that is that fast car, isn't it?
Yes.
I'm getting to know these cars as we run more out here.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
the
I'm
more
getting-
Andrew gets familiar with the French guys,
Names and
especially
cars.
Surge is tough.
Yep.
Because of the language barrier still, but because you don't usually go and get to just hang out with Surge
Yeah, yeah.
because there's not much communication there.
I have trouble speaking English most days, so
That's it.
Right.
That's it. And then put a frog in your mouth, it's all bad. Right.
No, there's no bilingualism here, unfortunately. Sadly,
But,
yeah.
Yeah.
Sunday. So they had Pro Modified there. That was the Fuel Tech Pro Mod series,
Yes.
I think it is. So Cedric Brelu?
No, it is Bellew.
Oh, Bellew. Okay.
It is,
Just
yeah.
missed. Okay.
Yep.
So Cedric, is that relative to James?
I believe so.
Yeah.
If Jay's watched, Jay will have to let me know. I've wanted to ask that for a long time.
Yeah. If
I
you're
would,
out there,
I would
Jay,
imagine so.
let us know about that one. So congratulations to Cedric on the Pro Mod win. I think they had 14 or something going for 8 spots. They had a
They're
bump
flying.
spot.
They're
There was-
flying too.
Yeah. Allison Dahl, portrait,
The Allison doll.
right? Yeah,
That's right.
Picking up the win in stock, super stock. Charlie Kanopic with the Super 90 win. Not really surprising. Charlie's
No.
a very dominant racer in that stuff. So
Yes.
get him out there rolling. Super Pro, Daniel Langcott in the 63 Corvette Roadster. So
Yes.
super gas style car.
Yep.
Picking up W's. Daniel won some rounds this past weekend too.
Absolutely.
So he's got that car figured out. Semi-pro, Alan Mero. Does that work?
I like it.
I tried to put a French twist on it. And junior dragster, Maverick Ange.
Excellent.
Another big win for him.
Maverick's been on fire at Naperville,
Yeah.
right? We've talked about him I don't know how many times this year.
Yeah. I
We
keep thinking I've seen the same picture, but it's a new
It
winner
just
circle
it
every
is
time.
a different picture.
Yeah.
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 But it all do look the same. That's all right. We'll go back out west. Travis Ringeth put on the Classics bracket races, West Coast Classic. Shout out here quick. TR's birthday today.
Oh, happy birthday.
I'm not sure how old Travis is, but
couldn't be a day over 40, right?
Couldn't be. He's looking good.
Yeah.
So,
I only say that because there's about 17 provinces and 37 days between us, right?
Yeah, exactly. Friday's warm-up race there. So West Coast Classic first, Mission, BC, where they go to. So, they first event of the Classic Series was Rad Torque Raceway in Edmonton.
Yep.
Now they go to Mission. I believe that's only actually, I want to say an 8 to 10 hour tow.
Sounds about right from conversations.
From there.
Yeah.
So, but for the series and everybody following, like that's a good following of racers moving to those different events.
Yep.
So good for them. So the warm-up race, Kelly Shearer wins over Carson Campbell. Door Truck versus Dragster final there. No box, no surprise. Monty Beagle gets the both last standing spots. This is the second time. So they pay last standing, no box. Last two of those cars go into the Super Pro side of the ladder or the group, I guess. And Monty Beagle was doubled. Monty Beagle took both entries in.
Jesus.
So that's all right.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Yeah.
And Monty's done this once before.
Yeah, this isn't his first go at this point.
No. Semis, Dan Golby and Dwayne Ringeth. Second chance race winner, George LeBlanc over Don Septon. Good for George. George travels a lot. Great dude.
Absolutely.
Cool to hang out with. I remember we went out there and I got to meet George.
Yep.
So good for him. Turn on another big win light there. Saturday, 7,500 main event. This is a good one. This it'll start a trend for you as well. Brad Burton, no box winner over Andy Hatton. All door car final there. No box, Andy Klosky, last standing racer there. Andy had a great weekend going through a second chance race. Dustin Ward and Dustin Martin split and quit in the final.
Okay.
There for them.
Yeah.
So good for those guys making some money. That second chance deal is a great setup.
I like that.
I can't remember which round you have to be out of.
Yep.
It's second or third, and you can jump in there.
You see that
quick.
format kicking in some races where like it's not the super mega car counts.
Exactly.
And it makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Get more racing in and more of an opportunity to win.
Yeah. We're
Right,
going to have
it's
downtime in the end of the race. So you might as well fill it with some track time, right?
Exactly. Exactly. So then Saturday's 16 car shootout, 7,500 to win. As I talked about, the trend, bad Brad Burton here over Dusty Ward. So Brad Burton wins the $7,500 main event, wins the 16 car shootout. Dustin Ward wins the second chance race, runners up $7,500 shootout that night. So good for both those lads. Sorry, getting a little confused here.
Oh, sorry.
About the
scrolling.
Yeah. Scrolling through. That's how it goes. Sunday's race. We'll roll through here. Winner Andy Klosky. There, no box. Another no box winner there. So there's some bad dudes letting go on the bottom.
Yeah.
Mixing over Jan Christensen. No box Mark Fall. And second chance race. Jason Pad over ROC. Ryan O'Connor still having a great year, right? Still dominating there.
Yep.
MVP of the weekend, Brad Burton. Makes sense, right?
Yeah, when you get that type of run that he's had there.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then most rounds staged award, Carson Campbell, 27 rounds staged, not including buybacks or shootouts. We did talk about this before. This is a cool thing to keep track of because the last event, the Oil City race, that was Braden Hero. That was 29.
I was just saying it's 29, right?
29 round stage for, not including buybacks or shootouts.
Yeah.
So that's a weekend, right?
That'd be something neat to watch coming up.
Yeah.
Right? At the Bonanza,
Oh, yeah.
right?
Start paying
You're gonna
attention.
have, 4 days if you don't count the twin, right?
Yep.
So, yeah.
And that's the point series, right?
Yeah. For the
That's
most part, yeah.
That's the
what it
points
is.
that we're keeping track of round wins. So,
Yep.
yeah. But that's cool. Good for all them. PR putting on a great event.
Yep.
The Classics deal is great. I saw a lot of people posting about it. It was their first trip to the Classics events.
Yep.
A few different folks talking about it. So good for them. They really got the experience, and they talked about how great it was.
Yeah. I can see a few people made that, I think it was like a week-long trip, right?
Yes.
Like started to make that like a destinational race because of the length that they had to go to get to it. So,
Exactly.
the camping racecation, right?
Yeah.
Kind of coined that.
Something
phrase.
similar to what you're doing.
Similar.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the truth. That's true.
Exactly.
Just no podcast in the middle.
No podcast in the middle.
Right,
I mean, maybe
Facebook.
somebody's got something going on, but
Maybe.
yeah.
We'll kick back to so Miramichi, second part of the third part of the National Open Series. So they do these ones back to back. So the idea going, you go to Naperville, you can go from Naperville to Miramichi. Now that's still that's a haul. I don't know how far would that be.
I know Miramichi was 14 hours from Belleville when we were there, and we were 3 hours to Naperville, so you're still a good 10, 11.
Yeah, so it's a hike then, right? So the idea is that you go back to back, go to the next one. So Miramichi is the next stop. Super stock. The highway is J Tremblay. So I don't know if that's actually J or Jean. I think it's Jean Tremblay.
I think so.
I don't know if that's
It
right.
sounds good.
Over Mark House in Super stock. Now, the nice part out there is Miramichi has such a large following in the 90 classes. They don't have a 90 combo. They actually have their own
specific
super comp, super gas, which
sure.
is awesome to see. So super comp, Brett Ramsey over Cowie. Super street, Paul Weir over Jay Gagnon. Now I'm not sure which Jay that is, but
I'm unsure.
it's a Gagnon. Super gas, my class.
Love
that class.
It is.
James Cowie over Glenn McLean. Top dragster, Danny Danjou.
Yes.
You going with that one? Okay. I want to make sure. Over Dave Anthony. No box gamblers, Glenn Frizzle over Dwayne Donovan. Box gamblers, Josh Goodwin over Justin Cummings. Juniors, Alex Kelly over Lily Arsenault.
We did get an update here. Jay did throw a comment on Jean-Philippe Tremblay from Quebec City.
So I got Jean right.
Yeah, you did get it.
Okay.
And that was just pulling it out.
I
Well
want to
done.
say that
Well
was no, I appreciate that.
But it sounded good,
Yeah,
right?
I'm rolling with that. Thank you. I appreciate the update on that one because God knows I was just stretching at that point.
Yeah,
Right,
that's all right.
For the best. Day 2, Scott Underhill over Bill Kelly. This is stock, super stock. Super comp, Trevor Cowie over Justin Cummings. Shout out Jason McNeil getting the semifinalist finish in that one. So
Good for him.
Our boy Jason
Good for
getting in some late rounds there. Super Street, Richard Boyd over Bernie Corskaden.
Corskaden.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll with that. I think.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Super Gas, James Cowie doubling it up. Right.
That is, I believe, the 4th time you have said Cowie.
A lot of
results, and we're only at day 2.
Yeah. Like Trevor's, James been there twice. Glenn McLean picking up the runner-up on that one. Top dragster, Dave Anthony over Lynn Cormier. No box, Mike Ingram over Lewis McDonald. Box gamblers, Benny Nielsen over Peter Hobart. Juniors, Alex Kelly, Lily Arsenault duking it out with Alex taking the win. Day 3. That's the neat part about these events, right?
It makes it really make it worth the trip.
Absolutely,
for sure.
Absolutely. Super Pro, Joe Carroll over Riley Green. Pro, Dan Nickerson over D. Jodry. Dave,
D,
Dan.
good work.
D, good work. Good work. Sportsman, Joe Robichaud.
That's a good one. You rolled that one off the tongue very well. Joe Robichaud.
Oh, perfect.
I'm not sure if that's what it is, but that you sold me on that. You
Does that
sound
work?
confident.
But again, we don't mean to make light. We're not track announcers, so we suffer badly sometimes with these things. So Joe over Carl Lehman in Sportsman. Bike and sled, Glenn Frizzle over Ferguson. We didn't have a first name on that one, unfortunately. Sorry, Mr. Ferguson. Junior dragster, Bryson McNeil over Hunter Marchant for the W.
Good for those folks. I know a few of them that we've talked about on there, and we've talked about guys like Brett Ramsey. We've talked about here a bunch.
Yeah.
When we did our top 25 list, Brett was up very high in there.
Yep.
Also, Josh Goodwin. Good for him. I highlight those two fellows because I was talking to both of them. If all goes well, I believe they are on the road now. We'll hopefully get to hang out with them in 2 days.
See him in Luskville.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those lads coming from PEI. Going to make the tour up for the Bracket Bonanza, so good for them. That'd be really cool.
Yeah,
right? I've been talking to a bunch of folks from down east, and it's a haul, right? It's a long way to go, and then there's a lot of places you can get, in 10 or 12 or 13, 14 hours. I'm not sure what it is from PEI or where they are or how that all works.
Yeah, good story though.
It will be a good story. Yeah. We're gonna find all that stuff out, but
absolutely,
they're gonna make the tour up, so that'll be really cool. And then same thing, right? That's where it makes connecting with all these results and people great. Because then we get to we know the name, And then, hopefully we get to know the person after. And then when we get to celebrate them winning, makes it a little better.
Yep. It starts to make the world a little bit smaller too, right? We
It
start
does.
talking about these things. Like I want to hazard to say that without some of these connections, like I don't know if you start to see the Eastern guys coming west and some of the Western guys
you never know,
going
right?
east too much, right? But like it's neat to be able to have that discussion and say like we now know some of these people, like they're going to show up at the track and we have names that we're familiar with, right? And otherwise you'd never be able to pick up on
you wouldn't,
right?
Right? So, you wouldn't, because you just scroll past it and not see it. But once you start really connecting with it, it gets better.
Absolutely.
So time about some longer drives and longer hauls, right? Since the last time we did it, which seems like ages ago now.
Yeah, I missed that last episode.
It seems like a long time.
Yep.
But you were in Dragway 42.
Yeah, we had a good trip down there
for your warm up to the Little Bracket and Bracket Bonanza.
Yeah, I figured that was a good place to just go get my stuff figured out before I came up here, right? So we'll go down to 42 against some of the best racers in Ohio and surrounding states and try to figure that out. So it was a fun trip. Enjoyed it immensely. First time to Dragway 42. Ace events. So Mark Oberuzzi,
Travis Colangelo.
I always get confused. Colangelo, Elrod family, right? Mm-hmm. That's the Ace Promotions. Had a great time. Like great track. Enjoyed it. There was some talk that some of the surface of the last event was a little bit touch and go. This was a pretty good race. Like it was hot July weather. Like in all honesty, right? I mean, it was probably much better than it could have been too. Mm-hmm. Great facility, great race. Went some rounds on Friday. Friday was my best day. That was the day if I was going to do something that would have been the day. And my day ended in round 5 with just a mistake on a combination that I was still learning, right? Got out there, gave it 1 shot to be safe, 2 shots to close it up, and then 3, 4, 5, and 6 to get behind 6th out. But
you were set up good. You gave yourself you hit the over you 7.
Yeah,
7 when you.
I think let go 7, and I think it was going probably 2 thou under. So we're set up 7 total if you do something down the top end, right? And just got over ambitious, trying to get too excited. And even to be frank, still learning a lot with Congo. Stalled this momentum a little bit on something with a little bit of too tight converter. And you know what? Hard lesson to learn at 9:30, 10 o'clock on Friday night when you're rolling, right? But
exactly.
You know what? It was a good trip. I'd go back in a heartbeat, right? Enjoyed it immensely. Ted Barnes was going rounds on Sunday before the rain kicked in. So ironically, Ted came home with more money on the Sunday rain split than I earned
in round 5.
On round 5, right?
That's how it goes.
But it was good. But we had a great time. Met got to see Brian and Amanda Campbell from Elite down there. Got parkside them. Roy Saint Denis. Roy is a Canadian transplanted into the U.S.
Yes.
Told Ted on I think it was Thursday when Roy rolled in. Says, Ted, don't let me leave with that car. He's got one of the. It's actually a former Pro Stock Cavalier.
Yes.
And they've got it set up to run 520s. And I said, if there was ever a car that I was going to leave with, that was that car. And it got a little touch and go on Saturday because I was going to have to leave one car behind to do that. But fortunately, I left with all my stuff. So
yeah.
But it was a good trip. It was worth the warm up, and which got us into the Dave Rene 10K.
Absolutely.
With a short turnaround. That was a fun short week hour.
Yes. Yes. You got home. You just got everything back together.
Yep.
Got sorted out, and then
jumped back in the bus. And
came out to see us.
That's it. Yeah. So what do we got on the 10K? So Saturday. So our buddy Jay Bellew.
Mm-hmm.
So
Jay gave you a free hat.
Well, yeah, the Pro One hat. I appreciate that. We and this works better because he got the win on Saturday.
It does.
Right? This is a good transition.
It was a celebration hat.
It really was. Well, I got it before the celebration happened. Yeah. I made sure it was on when the celebration was going on.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, exactly.
But Jay picking up the win on Saturday in the 10K against the final against Jean Harvey.
Yes,
Jean Harvey. Yep.
And Jay was wicked. He was all over it too.
Yeah.
And just had a great day.
Yeah.
Right. Had car trouble.
Yep.
Engine trouble, not car trouble. No. Car's great new car, and rolled through that for a couple years, and then touching on some. I'm not sure exactly what happened. I know there was a hurt engine a few months ago.
I think it was Naperville.
Naperville, and then
put the backup bullet in it, which is still a 460 piece, right? It's a fast setup, and he was rolling. I ran him at 3 cars, and He was 001, rolled down through there. I let go 20, going 20 under. So, I mean, it didn't look bad on track. It was far worse on paper, but Jay rolled me through there, right? Go 3 thou under. I'm, about 20 under, right? With a, what was it? Couple thou stripe. Like, he did a great job.
Yeah.
Absolute great job. And then in the final round, laid down a lap, right?
Absolutely.
So, very good for him. Glad to see that. We've got semi-pro, Stefan Valentine. I always want to put this down.
Yeah, I hear you. It's the Y.
It is.
The Y.
It throws me off a little bit, right? Like Roy St. Denis down there in Michigan, right? Just said Dennis. My bad.
Just say it.
Just when you used to back home.
Yeah.
Stephen with a big win, and that's not abnormal, right? Like he is
not at all.
Just you see that car going rounds all the time at Luskville, right? And it's just a foregone conclusion. If he's not in at 4, it's been an odd day.
Yeah, exactly.
Shelby
Sagan.
See, again, I want to do one thing, and it's done with Sagan, right?
Yeah.
So Shelby with a win in Junior Dragster. Door Car Challenge. Dave Rennie Twin 10K. Dave Rennie picking up the win in the Door Car Challenge.
Who lost at 5 cars.
Yeah.
In the main event to you.
Yeah, that was a tough one. I'm going to be honest with you.
You did slide over that detail. The award did get down to 3.
Well,
in the 10. But you had a good day.
It was Jay's day. So
it was Jay's day. It was Jay's day.
So it was,
you had a good day.
Last door car standing. I'll roll off that.
Yes.
Does that work? Okay.
Yeah.
That's with all no doors that I have in the roadster. But,
yeah. Doesn't have a door on the thing, but
but you exit somehow through the left side. So I'll take us to Sunday where you can pick up on this one because this is one of your boys that did this. So.
Absolutely. Sewer Pro for that one, 10K winner. Max Goche, good for young Maxie.
Yep.
He was here. He had raced his car in Shannonville, had some issues, did some front end work, brought it here. It sat here for the last 2 weeks. We looked at all the front end. Mike did. Nick cut up almost everything in the control arms to make it all fit, get the alignment right, get the car riding smoother. We sat it up a little bit, and then he went the fastest he'd ever went, like 6:16, 6:15, and then the car was wicked. He was driving real well.
Oh,
that was a ridiculous final.
Yep.
He was. Is he 9 dead?
He was
5.
9 dead 5.
9 dead 5
in
the final against 7 dead 9.
Yes.
To be, it worked out. It was like 1.5 10 thou.
Yes. Yeah.
At the final or at the finish line.
Yeah, because he was 15. Yeah, so it was 1 thou, 15 10 thousandths.
Yes.
Margin of victory, and everyone on the gas pedal.
I was riding it out, right?
Yeah.
Just that's how you race a final. That is a ridiculous final round.
Yeah.
For 10 grand.
And a 440. Like it was 449 to a 618 dial. Like door car dragster, fast dragster, your 16, 620 door car, right? Like kind of a classic matchup. It just it was a great race.
Oh yeah. I loved it. And I stayed, everybody was down on the starting line and I stayed at the top end and I was watching, we're parked probably 1,000 feet, just after 1,000 feet. So I'm there at the trailer and Maxie comes by, wind lights on, and he's just pumping like crazy. And good for him, right? I loved it, watching Max grow up and whatnot. So it's cool. It's good for him. Semi-pro James Hewitt, the Hewitt boys out on a tear. Good for them.
Yep.
Something Kyle and I did talk about because we are running our 5-day bracket week points championship.
Yep.
Last year's winner, Stephen Valentine, dominated the first weekend.
Yeah.
And rolled through pretty much the rest of it. Not quite with like a ridiculous lead, but was always right.
Kept pace and used that first weekend as a way to catapult.
Exactly.
Yep.
And so I did not want him to win, but James Hewitt went out there and brought him back a little bit, made it a little bit of a tighter race.
Yes.
Here for the points championship as we roll through. Junior dragster Leah Monahan, same thing. Not a very big surprise here.
Yeah.
Leah's done very well for a long time in juniors. She's getting ready to get out. There's a lot of dragsters over in that pit area.
Yes.
So if you look, there's not even just dragsters, a lot of race cars in that pit area.
There's
in the Roberge Monahan.
It's going to need to
pit.
expand.
It is going to need to expand.
Yeah.
But
good
for Leah there. So Jay Bellew catching us up. Sebastian Levesque against Max Goche in the final. Brand new American for him.
Yep.
Jay believes it was his first race in the American in that new car.
Okay. Yeah. Because they came in Sunday. They weren't there Saturday. I don't believe.
I think they were there Saturday.
You think so?
I think I saw it.
I
I picked up on a new car.
Yeah.
Now I didn't know who it was, but yeah, Sebastian been around for a while,
Okay.
but not really in with
Yeah.
all of it. Like hasn't been all in for it.
Yep.
But yeah,
It's a beautiful car.
great looking race car.
Absolutely.
Great looking race car.
Yeah. Congratulations. But it is his first race out with it. Like, got to watch from there.
That's
right?
pretty well
'Cause he's
bad
coming
news.
back. Oh, yeah.
Like, that's bad news for the rest of us. That's not very good.
Yeah.
To especially for this weekend.
Yep.
Coming up. Because
Well,
this is the time to have a hot streak.
Well, that's it. If you can get on a roll, like you've got 4 straight days of big money to do something with it, right?
Exactly.
On top of all the other things that are going on,
Yeah.
right? Because I mean, and you see that. Like I think last year, there was a repeat winner 2 days,
I don't think so.
but there were some guys who at 4 cars, like at least 8 cars, were there almost every day, right? With a couple of them going, deeper than that, and that's what you get because it's such a quick turnaround. Like, and you get so many attempts at it.
Yes.
Right? Between the doubles, if you're doubling, and just the 4 straight days, and with the short turnaround. I mean, even we raced 2 days this past weekend, 3 days
Exactly.
off, right? You get after it. So if the time to get on the heater, this is a
it.
great time to do it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's good, right? We had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'm excited to get back. We're going up. Ashley and I are going Wednesday night.
Yep.
I believe we'll join Andrew once he's done.
Yeah.
Go back to the racetrack.
Do the vacation part of the racecation.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So once we're done here, he'll do that. And then tomorrow night, it's already Wednesday, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Coming up, how fast, I guess those 3-day weeks always fly, but it's just,
Sometimes.
so it catches me off guard. Yeah, sometimes.
Sometimes they are 3-day weeks or 3-week weeks,
Yes,
right? But
exactly. So I'll roll up tomorrow night and race the big dog shootout Thursday.
is a 3:30 shootout Thursday?
Thursday as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's
so
2
we have a
races Thursday.
Yeah, we have the
Kick
big
it
dog
off.
shootout, then we
Yep.
have the 3:30 race.
Yep.
And then we're all in.
There's got to be, that'll easily be a over 10,000 win race on the Thursday because you're already seeing the cars that are rolling in and the ones you hear about.
Well, everybody's in, right?
Yep.
For the big dog
Because
shootout,
there
right?
was, what do you think numbers wise? I've heard some numbers going around that you could see 80, 90 Super Pro cars there this weekend.
I think there's no reason. Like I think we're a minimum is 90 entries in Super Pro.
I would be
I think
shocked.
the highest Super Pro car count they've had there, I think we had 101. I know Jay's watching. Jay knows what the number is. I think that was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
We had 101. And like there's potential for sure that we beat that.
Because the amount of equipment that stayed, right, for people who went home from distances, right, and the amount of equipment coming in. I mean, we're talking about Americans are coming back,
Mhm,
right? We've
mhm.
got like
We have Frank Mark on.
Yeah.
He was commenting on here.
Yep, Frank's coming in. We've got
Robbie Martel.
right? There was a few other Americans we were talking about that we see at that we saw at Naperville that we were thinking probably make the trip just because of the size of the race going on.
Yep.
We've got some guys from out my way, right? I know Trevor Deeks is on the road with cars. I'm assuming Lang would be coming
Rob
too.
Lang would be
Rob
rolling
Lang
with
would be
them.
rolling, right? I mean, there were 7 or 8 juniors. Not that we're talking about more Super Pro. I mean, we've already
but
had
still.
3 or 4 juniors show up, and there's some coming from Buffalo.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
For
And the
this,
junior,
so,
the junior race is going to be ridiculous too.
yeah, it'll be a large
So
one too.
it's going to be awesome.
Yep.
But yeah, there's a lot of folks, and then Brett and Josh coming from PI.
Yep.
I'm not sure how many entries if they just they'll run single
Yep.
each or they'll double. But either way, that's more entries that you just straight did not have
Yeah.
bodies for.
Yep.
Right before. So yeah, I think there's definitely potential to beat the 101
Yep.
Super Pro car entry
Yep.
for the Bonanza, which would be really cool.
That
Right,
would be-
because it's a blast, right? And then when you get down in the end of those races, right, everybody that like a bigger crowd is so much more fun to race in front of.
Yeah.
Just the energy is electric all week.
Yeah.
That's what I'm really excited
from
for.
test or from like time trials forward,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because it's even, and I like the system, and it's maybe something that I don't want to gloss over because not everyone knows about it. So the computer generate the ladder after time trials. So it's
Yes.
laddered from round 1, and because of the size of Luskville, it actually makes a lot of sense because it's so condensed.
Yes.
It's not that hard to grab your partner and go up, right?
Yeah.
Whereas much larger tracks, I mean, you can spend days at Grand Bend or
looking
Cayuga
through
or-
everybody to find somebody, right?
Oh yeah, you just trying to find that one entry, one car, right? Whereas Luskville, you move up and down 50 feet and there's 10
you
cars.
ran into someone.
Exactly. So you get that sense, who you're going to run sometimes going into the second time trial, right? Like you've got that lined up already, where the ladder's at and what it's looking like. And it creates a little bit of a little bit of anticipation as you get into round one, right? And it happens fast and they get after it. So it's a neat environment, right? When you get into it, because it's even unique in that end, because it's almost NHRA-ish, where you see matchups, like you've got ladders before anything happens. So you have almost game plans in rounds that you would never think about game plans with, right?
Exactly.
Like you normally have to hit a ladder round before you ever think about it in the big money race. Like the ace race, you're only laddering at, I think, 16 cars.
Yes.
You're going to go 7 rounds before you ever figure out who is your opponent before you roll up there,
yeah,
right?
a minute before you race.
Exactly. So
it adds a different feel to the whole thing.
Yep.
And then it's good and bad. It has its benefits. I like the pre-planning of it. You can just kind of relax. You know what's going to happen. You know what lane you're going in for the most part, right? And then you can just be comfortable, especially for doubles, right? Then it mixes it up, because then if some of the races where you just pull up by yourself, or and anything goes, doubles pull up. So then I always double enter most everything, as you do as well. Doubles run doubles at the front, then we all roll back around. We all run each other at the back, of the lane. So this is a good mix of it. And forces you, has nothing to do with racing, but it forces you to meet new people.
Oh yeah.
Right? You have people that you've never met, that you've never talked to. Well, now you have to
go
talk to them, or you're going to go
lanes.
talk to them about it. So,
Absolutely.
It creates more of a family or friendly environment there as well, for it. So that's cool. We talked about Big Dog Thursday, 3:30 shootout.
Well, who would your pick be for Big Dog? If you're going to throw like this is the most terrible part of doing podcasts or anything else. You're going to go on record. If you were going to pick 2 people to be your odds-on favorites for a Thursday Big Dog win,
I think that it's been 4 years, I think, since the Americans have came, since Frank Mark has made its way up. Frank Mark's won the Big Dog 4. Frank Mark's won the Bracket Bonanza countless number of times. I would not be blown away, and do not think it's out there to say Frank Mark wins the Big Dog shootout on Thursday.
Opens it up. Yeah.
I'm not sure, that's great for it. You come to the Canadian race and Frank Mark takes it out, Frank being from New Jersey, but Frank's got a really good shot.
Yeah.
It's tough to not pick Frank.
Yeah, that's a good point. And maybe we'll do this on the spot as we go on.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Friday, Saturday, Sunday, maybe we'll just break them up as instead of doing each day of who you think is going to put a W on the board when you get into the Super Tour side. But for Thursday, DeSantis, to be quite frank with you, I've watched him for the last year take opening day wins. Now, I say that having spoke to him, saying he's going to try a new approach of not winning on day one to try to reserve it for another day. But if it's 12 or 14K to win, I'm going to be honest with you, I'll take that day one W.
Yeah.
But Adam has had strong opening, days on these big events, on these big weekends. In fact, he was a Saturday or Sunday. He was hanging out in the late rounds
on Saturday.
Saturday, right?
Yeah.
So,
the first day,
right? Like
it only makes sense.
This is why I would put some money down there, right? Watch the final be Frank Mark and DeSantis.
That would be something.
That would be something.
I think you said 2 picks.
Yep.
For the Big Dog, we'll hit it. Thursday's a great one because I'm not taking away from any juniors, because I get it. I love the junior racing. Ran it. Won a race. Somebody that always is with the juniors, pays attention to that. Always busy at the track. As long as everything else is going smooth, Derek Malcolm's always got a chance. He's not. The juniors just take a little bit away from it. From your edge during the day. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a lot of work, right? And Derek has a lot of other things going on at the same time. So there's a mix of it, but Derek with no juniors is bring old Derek back out a little bit.
I heard there was a little bit of old Derek on the weekend. Won't get into the specifics on that, but like it was roaming around, right?
Yeah.
So that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense.
How about a door car guy? Who's the door car that's going to win the big dog shootout?
How do you go against Max right now?
Yeah, it's a good call.
Right? Like, to be honest with you, I mean, and I don't want, and Dale, like, Dale's hungry for a win. I can see that after Max's win.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Those are two guys, neither Gauthier I want any part of, and I had both of them on the weekend, and both proceeded to show me why I don't want any part of that, right? But to be honest with you, like, Max went home. I mean, like, Sunday night, Dale was telling me, like, the tires were coming off the car to put the new ones on. He didn't get home until 10:30 after that Sunday win, right, to back to the hometown. So you got someone who's already had the drive and now has a result in his pocket.
You're just fueling the fire.
Yeah, back to get on a roll, roll with it. And I think in this case, a couple of days off isn't necessarily going to affect much.
I don't think so.
Like, it's not going to make him go backwards here, right?
No.
So, I think that's maybe a fair way to put that. Right?
Like, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. I'm excited for the 3:30 shootout.
Yes.
Well, that one's going to be interesting.
Dale's the defending winner.
Dale is defending champion of the 3:30 race. I did follow him to the lanes for round 1. I was shown why I should not do that.
Yep.
So I think Thursday night for the 3:30 shootout, my approach, I'm going to try it again. If all goes well, Dale goes up first, and I follow him to the lanes again. We'll see how it goes.
It's a bold move, Cotton.
It is. It is. You heard it here first. It's been on. We'll see how it goes.
Well, I wish you the best of that. I won't be doing that. We'll avoid that at all costs. I probably, that'll be fun. That's a neat race. Like, it's a fast, like, quick pace type of thing, right? That is intriguing. So maybe we'll touch on quick 16. I think that's an angle here we haven't seen before at the Bonanza.
For sure.
Campfire last night. We're going over it. First part wasn't necessarily who's going to win it. It's an 8-car dragster, 8-car door car setup, right? It's $5,000 to win. Where the bump's going to end up. And we went down the list and we came up with some numbers as a collective group of experts last night at 11:30 at night. But where do you think the bump spot goes for that? And then maybe who do you think's in the mix for that one?
Bump spot for dragster side, faster than 455.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think like 455 is the highest the bump will be Saturday night for the top dragster
portion of it. Yeah. Yeah.
I think for sure. There's enough fast stuff, and that there is potential that it is strictly 440s.
I guess it's there because there's enough cars between bottles and blowers, right? With pulleys, so back to what you have in the toolbox to make you go a couple numbers faster, right?
There is a guy that lives upstairs here that we've already talked about the moves we are going to make to spice that thing up a little bit.
So with that said, knowing the gentleman's upstairs right now, do you have aspirations of taking the number 1 spot?
I don't think so.
No, just get in.
I think if with the way that Mike's car is set up, if there's a wheelie bar supposed to be, there's one ordered.
Okay.
It's supposed to be here. If that thing was on, that's a different conversation.
Okay.
Those M&M cars, especially Mike's,
like
that thing, it pulls that front end up ridiculous. And
so getting after it in the 420 range is
sitting on the line,
right?
You're sitting on the line in that car. So I think low 40s
might be a bump.
You could push them a little bit. I think I'm going to lean on it a little bit to get it to a 30, but
there was some conversation that we could see as fast as a high teen as the pole position.
I would not be shocked. I like that'd be ridiculous, but I would not be blown away for a.
You saw like a 419 on the board.
Would not be.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Well, and there was some talk about that, right? There was a couple guys with blower setups, pulleys in hand. Well, not literally, but figuratively, talking about saying like they really want to be on the number 1 spot rolling into eliminations in round 1, right? And they just we're going to throw. Yeah, that's the thing, right? Like that's like with these local quick type programs. Door car side, a little bit different. I don't think you see the straight up craziness.
No,
but I really feel like you're going to see a bump spot that has a lot of bumping, only because there are so many
tight that same area.
Yeah, when we were talking about it last night, and I don't disagree. I think you see something in the 540 range, right? You're probably going to see a bump, well into the a pole well into the fours, right?
Yes.
Depending on who shows up. There was some talk in that 470, 480 range without too much issue, which again isn't earth shattering, but based on the type of cars you see, but there could be some others. But 540, maybe a high 30 was where some of the conversation kind of started to lend on, but that you could see, the 8 spot, the 9 spot, the 10 spot, the 11 spot, if it goes that deep, all be right there, like within, less than a tenth maybe, which for a local program would be pretty tight when you think about it, right?
I agree. I think there is potential for it, depending on who does roll in.
Yep.
The door cars the setups on them aren't as, I guess, tuner friendly, I guess would be a way to say, like,
well, there's no blowers.
There's no blowers on it,
nitrous,
right? Exactly.
Yeah.
So for the dragsters that are there, okay, we'll change some pulleys, we'll do this, we'll do that.
Yep.
Most of the door cars are just straight naturally aspirated
They're
cars.
mostly just tuned down,
Exactly.
right? So there's maybe some room to tune up.
Yeah, you can go up a little bit, but there's only so much you're actually going to get out of a naturally aspirated carburetor engine or injected, that you're not already achieving.
Yeah,
I'm not sure there's there could be, if you were very efficient. Maybe a tenth, I guess, like would be like at most of a stretch.
So I've been
for what
looking
you
at
can
this because I went as fast and only because I have the new motor in the car do I have any aspirations of having this conversation, right? About buying a ticket into this. But I mean, Sunday morning went as fast as 542 with it turned down, right? Now, mind you, there was some really good air, like some usually fast. But I mean, I've been in the mid 540s through most of the weekend, and then even going back to Dragway 42 where there's no air, there was no altitude, right? We were still in the mid 550s. There's a few knobs to turn, and I'm thinking, like I think I could find 500 or 600s. Now, that's not earth shattering, but
that could be trickle on the
so
edge.
I think, and others have that. I think there's other people with that same position that they could find a few numbers here and there, right? But I think that one's going to be the field where I think dragster you're going to see some really fast stuff, like some really cool bump times. I think door car, you're going to see some bumping. Like you're going to see some stuff happening, right? You're going to see cars go out and then maybe get back close again, right? As guys go and figure a few things out and come back, right? So I'm intrigued by that. Any idea of who you think might take a W in something like that?
That's a tough question, because the cool part about this whole deal
It's not preemptive.
is and especially the door car side, because the door car side has a lot of really good racers, but it's so hard to drive with the variety of racing or race cars, right? We're talking about Max going 16s, and we got some other racers like slower than that, and 650s or so. I'm not sure, maybe a touch slower than that as well. That we'll have, and then these low 5 second, high 4 second door cars, they're racing them. So there's only so much you can do, right? There's only so much finish line driving. It's only so tight of a race you can make it with such a ET discrepancy. This takes all those great racers and puts them all that they can see each other the whole way down the racetrack. And makes for a really interesting race format. That's what I'm really excited for. And for both sides, right? The dragster side, not as much, because most dragsters around are like the slowest. For the average dragster, I want to say is 5 flat, 5 teens maybe. There's a few slower than that for sure, but the average one, we're gonna narrow it down to that. So then now we're half a second different. Well, that's still gonna be cool, right? Like like almost heads up racing. There, and with all fast, loud, zoomy dragsters with blowers on them doing screaming burnouts. Saturday night, it's gonna be fun.
Saturday,
absolutely, it's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be a great show.
I'm gonna pick, if I'm gonna say the door car one. Now, is there a runoff?
My understanding is they kept separate to the final.
So there is like a door car versus dragster
final.
I really think in fast door cars, like it is very hard to not pick Mike Chenier. And the Corvette going 490s. I think he's been high 80s. I know Mike's gonna try it. Mike is gonna, I believe, be one of the lower qualifiers on both sides of the ladder.
That was some talk. It was a little bit of the number one spot on the door car side seemed to be more up to who showed up.
Yes.
Who had the potential to be faster.
Correct.
Right. And that was the unknown. I mean, the known sides is if you've got Rock Bodine.
Yep.
Right. Now, I think a little bit of Rock's position is which cars he can run.
For sure.
If he runs
'cause 2 fast door cars.
He's got, and he's got one that has the potential to be the number one car.
By a lot.
And he has the other one that has the potential, I think, to win it. Now, I'm not saying the other car doesn't, but based on the track record of the Camaro or the Trans Am.
Yep.
Right. Like, it's a 5.0 car. I don't know if he's got a lot more in it. I don't know what wicks there are to turn on it, but I can't see 5.0 not getting in.
For sure.
And Rock being Rock, like, I mean, if you saw Mike Chenier and Rock in the final because they were 1-2 on the ladder, putting them on the opposite ends, and the door car side, not shocking to me.
Not at all.
Right. But then Daniel Langcott in Camaro or Corvette.
Yep.
I'm assuming he's in the 520 range. I
think so.
So he had a good run on Sunday, right?
Mm-hmm.
The car went rounds. Car went rounds in Naperville and won.
Yep.
Right. Like, there's another one that just, it's working. Talk about getting on to a little bit of a run, right? I think if you have a good Thursday, he gets in the field, right? Like, you might see a roadster in late rounds too.
Absolutely.
Like, there's a few guys there because that was one of those hard discussions. Even the dragster side is very difficult because you look at all the names. Like, most of the guys we talk about going rounds also have the ability to go to the final in that quick 16, right? So I think it has a lot of moving parts to it, right?
It does.
You know,
It does.
I think anyone who gets in really has a shot. Like, it really is one of those deals, right?
110%.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for it.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure where I want to sit to watch it.
Finish line.
I think
finish line.
I like the qualifying. I think I want to be in the stands. I want to watch the qualifying in the stands, and I want to watch the racing in the finish line.
Yeah. Well, because the numbers on the boards, the bump spots as they change at the starting line stands. Yeah, is the place to watch it. At the finish line, when you're watching these guys do what they do best, and these girls do what they do best, that's going to be the best spot. So maybe quickly for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, that's the Super Tour. It's 10K, 10K, 10K. Super Semi-Pros 2. I think is it Saturday, Sunday, and Friday?
Yes, I think so. I think all
juniors. Throw some names at me. I think you're going to pull out CWs on not necessarily each one of the classes, but just some names you'd be shocked to not see as a winner over the next 3 days of that part of the event.
Maverick Angers in junior, obviously, for representing, the hometown crew, the Super Tour for it. Leah Monahan, she won earlier. We spoke about her for representing Luskville. I'm unsure of the junior field rolling in.
Cole Ferry is coming this way.
Cole's raced there before.
I don't think Cole's raced there here. But I think
different. Sorry, I keep getting Cole Ferry mixed up.
Yeah.
With somebody else. I get them confused all the time.
Yeah.
I haven't seen them enough.
Yeah. No, that's why they're from my way. But Cole's so he's finished. He was top 10 in the world IHRA.
Yes.
Cole's coming. I wouldn't lay money against him to not.
Yep.
I could see him picking up a W on one of the next 3 days of the Super Tour races. Deeks. I think he's due for a big W. Trevor's driven very well. Dragway 42 is laying some great laps down. I mean, this sounds a little bit east-west, like, you know what I mean? And that's right. It's always going to have that aspect to it and whatnot. But I mean, I could see Trevor went rounds, I think in the, was it Big Dog or was it the Friday last year?
I think Trevor runnered up the 3:30 shootout.
Yeah, he was in that. That's right. Because he went rounds
but he did go rounds throughout
the weekend.
Yeah. He did very well.
Yeah. And he did well at 42. I think one of those guys that, like, he's got 2 cars.
Travis is a good racer.
Yeah, like
he does well.
Yeah.
Everywhere. Got good equipment, good racer. Yeah. Does well. They're blasting out with too.
Absolutely. Yeah. I could see.
Good pick, right?
Well, I don't. Yeah, like I feel like that's a guy that it's about time that he's going to do something big on that stage, right? Because he's been there doing so well for a while.
Yeah. We got Jay here. Jay picks Kyle Jessup for the Roadster on the door car side for the for the quick 16 deal.
Yeah. I wouldn't discount that. I mean, that car's got enough to probably get in, right? And again, you just got to get in. Once you're in, right? He's rolling with that.
Kyle just needs somebody to let him race a fast dragster too. he has thrown
stop falling out from underneath.
He does. Like I wouldn't let him in anything that I got right now. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But yeah, no. But there's potential for that because that's happened before.
Yeah.
You know what?
Take Kyle and put his name out there for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, like as part of the generic part. Only because I have this thing where you watch a guy go through what he went through this past weekend, where he breaks a cam in his car, like they
round
5, like lays a
Saturday.
3-pack and then breaks the cam in a spot. The cam breaks. It doesn't apparently hurt anything.
Correct.
I don't know if they've got the motor fixed. I think it's close to running, or it was running. Had some bad luck in a backup car, right?
Also, but was in the backup car. I believe it broke round 5 the next day.
Like, if you don't believe in omens for something to come around, right? Like, you can't have that much bad luck and then not have a pendulum swing at some point. Yeah. Right. And
he's due for it.
And this type of
I don't want to say it, because I want to win.
This is why I'm saying it. This is why I'm trying.
Somebody's got to throw it out. Kyle's due for one.
Yeah.
And he's been driving well.
Yeah.
And letting go ridiculously well.
Yeah. That's where I'm going with it, right?
Been knocking on the door.
Phil Harvey.
Phil Harvey always a threat in any Super Tour race.
Yeah. Every week.
Right. Phil or Jean.
Yeah, that's valid.
Right. Yeah. Father and son duo.
Yeah.
The whole thing's ridiculous, right? The twins, Fred and Frank.
Yeah.
There's so many people that are due for a win.
That's probably the laundry list of who is due for a W it's exceedingly long.
I think it's going to be ridiculous. Yeah. I think this weekend is going to be the best racing of the summer. Yeah. That I will be, involved in for sure. Yep. And in our area, hands down, like it is, because I think I'm unsure which day is going to be harder to win. Yep. Friday or Saturday. Sunday is going to be hard to win because the week's been long, and I think it's going to be a grueling 4
Sunday
days.
Is like a survivor's day.
Exactly.
Like,
and that's where I think
pick
it's
up
going
the
to be.
Pieces.
Yes.
And put it together for one last go.
Yes.
Right.
But I think one day is going to be just ridiculously hard. Both sides of the ladder. Yeah. Super Pro, Semi-Pro, Junior. Yeah. I think they're like I want to pick Thursday, but I think it's going to be Friday. That will be the hardest day to win any of those classes. I'm not sure how many entries will swing for that. I think that we're going to gain a few Saturday, hopefully. Yeah. But for the most part, I believe Friday, most everyone, a good 90% of the people being there at minimum will be there. Like it's the first day, everybody's going to be fresh. Everybody's going to be hungry for it.
I think go with Saturday for the bloodbath. I'll be honest. Like
I
think you get Thursday, just based on what I've watched, like on other races. You see everyone gets tuned in Thursday. Friday's dialed. Saturday's just on kill. Like everyone's throwing down just laps. Like I had this conversation with Brian Campbell at Dragway 42, right? And he was saying like he keeps running into people just making ridiculous laps, like 1 dead 3. Like how are you setting up to go 1? Right? Or anything close to that. Like he didn't let go and he just keeps running into those. And it's like, you start seeing those by day 2 or day 3, depending on the event size, right? Where everyone just starts, just doing crazy stuff because there's nothing left to do, right? Like you're making kamikaze runs. You're coming up red or you're better than 9 total.
Yes.
Right. But it's a fine line. And usually that happens. And I think on a 4-day race, that's by day 3, you're either so fed up with what your results were from day 1, day 2, that by Sunday or Saturday, you're making kamikaze runs, right? Like these are going to stick or it isn't. Right. And I think that's where you see this race. If we get Thursday off without a hitch, everything goes good. Friday goes ways. By the time you get Saturday, it's kamikaze runs for 4 rounds till it weeds itself out. Yep. And Sunday is just going to be Survivor's Day. For whoever can piece it all together one last time, right?
For sure. Because mixed in with it all, I'm not sure what we're doing. What are we doing Friday night? Well, which night's the golf cart race?
Friday night's golf cart and Angers party.
Friday night golf cart race, Angers party. Saturday night is the band and the steak dinner.
Party. Yep.
So these are going to be full days. Of it. Yeah. You are correct. Sunday will be a Survivor's Day.
Yep. That's true.
But yeah, I'm excited.
Did you hear that they had to bring the bacon up in 2 parts?
I did not hear that.
I heard that.
I'm excited for it.
That's my understanding. I didn't get to talk to Kevin about this particularly. Jay maybe could fill us up, but I was told that they had to cordon off a freezer for the week to bring up enough bacon in two trips.
So I don't know what else I need to tell you. If you're sitting at home and you're like, huh,
What should I
Tuesday,
do?
What should I do this weekend?
Yeah. Yep.
It's really hard not to come to the Bracket Bonanza if you are within, how many hours do you want to say?
Well, 14.
Frank, yeah.
I mean, our friends from PEI probably.
PEI's got to be like, PEI takes it.
Yeah.
I don't know how long it's going to be.
Buffalo's
enough.
I mean, that's got to be 9, depending on how you come across, right?
Mhm.
But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so if you're within, let's call it 10, split the difference.
Yeah, I'm down.
Let's roll.
Let's do it. I don't know why. Yeah. I hope to see you all there. I know there's other races coming up. I know there's the Canadian Nationals.
Yeah, so not to dismiss that there's nothing else going on in the world.
Exactly.
Mopar Canadian Nationals are going on at Grand Bend Motorplex.
Yep.
They've got multiple days of 2,000 to win box, no box out there.
Correct.
They just had a big event at St. Thomas. Didn't have the results for our last
just
one.
looking through.
I just thought about this now.
Hit it.
Missed it on the countdown. Will Steckley.
Yes, we did miss on the countdown.
We did miss that. Will, I think he's heading to the 50 grander, the Mid Michigan, with both his car and Brian Brutsky's Camaro, the super pro car.
Ridiculous.
Will was up at Mid Michigan a couple weeks back.
Yep.
Second win in Mid Michigan for 7,500.
Yep.
You want to talk about the list that we put together and guys, proven kind of
Over
why
and over
that
again.
like Will's parked in the winter circle at Mid Michigan twice now for 15K in like 45 days.
Mhm.
Right. And he's going back with 2 cars.
I think that after the Bracket Bonanza, we follow this up.
Yeah.
We know it's going to be a huge episode. We're going to talk about everything that goes on this week.
Yep.
There's potential. We talk about Will Steckley winning the original 50K.
Hey, I want to make predictions. I wouldn't bet against that.
I don't
with
like
the
that.
year he's having driving, right? And
Yeah.
and like just in general, right? I mean, I almost feel bad that we missed that earlier, but I'm almost glad we're ending the show on this one,
Yeah.
just because, to be quite frank, it's one of those discussions, right? Jamie won it just before COVID. Jamie Tupper,
2019. Yeah.
Yep. I wouldn't. You couldn't. There wouldn't be a shocked look on my face if you told me Will Steckley was racing either car, the Daytona or the Camaro, off the bottom or the top in the 50K final in a couple days.
Mhm.
Not a chance.
Mhm.
But
I'm excited to see what all goes down. A lot of great racing,
Yep.
coast to coast. I know there's a lot going on. We were heavy on Luskville. We're excited for it, man.
right here.
That's where we're going. We're hanging out here together in the basement in Jasper.
Yep.
24 hours from now, I'll be at the racetrack.
Yep.
I hope. I'm
Yep.
there by now. Maybe not, but I'll be close.
27 hours. I'll be
27 hours.
I think.
Yeah.
Like Thursday morning, we're rolling back in. So
Oh, okay, there you go. Yeah, Andrew's going for a nice little vacation in Ottawa.
Yeah.
Right, staying in a nice hotel, right? So he's not going back to the track yet. But yeah, we'll be back there early.
Yep.
If anybody's kicking around, I think I'm going to change a converter in my car Thursday morning. So if you're bored of the
there's a
racetrack,
lot of board people there.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. We've been working on cars for 2 days. Everyone, if you had a broke car at Luskville, the whole crew's
Yeah.
been there to support you in the manner that one supports someone there. Support's a little different there sometimes.
It
Like
is.
it's like they're there to help you.
Sometimes it's a little backhanded.
but it's a touch, but yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's
you'll
all
have
right.
help. There's no problem with that.
We had to send a tow truck there.
I saw that.
We had to send a truck yesterday
Yeah.
with parts for everybody.
Yep.
Loaded up, everybody getting ready, changed up. But yeah, so if you're hanging out Thursday, come see me. I'd like to have the converter changed pretty early. We'll see what happens.
If not, pick up some Bracket Life gear,
Yeah, pick that up, hang out,
new shirts.
come
new
say
shirts.
hi. We love hanging out.
I can actually
right?
see the shirt in this one, right?
You can't see the shirt in this one.
No.
Yeah. So that was good. I'm glad we got to do this. It's awesome. We finally got to hang out
This worked
together
out
and
well.
do this.
Yeah.
It did work out well.
Yeah, I hope it came across well. Like I'm curious to see how this, sounds after the fact, right? But this was enjoyable doing it in the same room together. So
Exactly. I hope you guys had as much fun as we did, because personally, I'm having a blast
this was good.
doing this.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. I'm excited to do this. I'm excited for some more big money racing.
Yep.
I'm excited to see all the results. Good luck to everybody out there. Safe driving to get to the track wherever you are going.
Yep.
Make sure follow us, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Share the videos. Tell your friends about it. Everybody, if they win, tell them that we can talk about it.
Absolutely.
Tell us so we can talk about it. Don't tell them. All right. Thanks, guys. We will see you. If we don't see you at the racetrack, we'll see you back here in 2 weeks.
With a big recap show.
With a big recap show of a lot going on. And we'll talk to you all soon. Andrew, thanks again.
Yeah. Thanks, bud.
Glad to have you on. Talk to you after.
Canadian racers, make sure your next set of seatbelts and racing suit are from ProOneSafety.ca. Pro One Racing and Safety products offer high-quality products made in the USA and now distributed in Canada. Pro One Canada offers seatbelts, racing suits, helmets, and all sorts of safety accessories for drag racers. See for yourself why NHRA sportsmen world champions such as Bo Butner, Jeff Strickland, the Emmons brothers, Austin Williams, and many more rely on Pro One Racing and Safety products. Join the winners. Choose Pro One. Buy high-quality American-made products from your Canadian wholesale distributor at ProOneSafety.ca.